Welcome back, Kent Adams. And I get this note this morning because you sent it last night and I hadn't checked my phone last night. And I printed our topic for today off my iPhone. And this is what happens. Even I can read that, okay? Thank goodness for. And you're going to talk today, Tom, about patenting your genes. Now, I was thinking, are those the Wrangler or the 501s?
You can't get a patent on that, but that's a different kind of one that I
Oh,
want to
okay,
talk about.
okay. So what kind of genes are we talking about?
We're talking about your DNA, your actual genes that are in your body.
Okay, we can get a patent on that?
Sort of.
Sort of.
So there's been
You attorneys are always that sort of.
we've got to leave some wiggle room for us to do the work in.
I know.
So there's been a couple Supreme Court cases that have come out in the last 5 years.
Okay.
That really are on point with this interesting new field of.
It is a new field.
Yeah, genomic research. I mean, early 90s was when I think they started trying to map the human genome. And now, because computers have gotten so much better, they can, you can send away and you can send like a $30 test in and they'll send you back your whole genomic sequence.
Yes.
So what companies have started to do is they've gone in and started to identify different markers for diseases or, whatnot.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court case that was really interesting about this was about there's a couple of different markers for breast cancer.
Ah, okay.
And so they went in and, patents are made so that people have some kind of reward for a bunch of effort, a bunch of research.
Right.
And so this company went in and they found these two markers for breast cancer. And they put in a lot of research into it.
Sure.
And they identified these two places in your genes that say you might get breast cancer.
Okay. So they want a patent.
Well, the Supreme Court comes back and says, no, you just discovered a natural process, something that was pre-existing.
Ah, okay. You didn't create something new.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now the diagnosing process, okay, now that we have your genes, we can look and see what kind of treatment steps we're going to take.
Okay.
Maybe you can get a patent on that whole process. But
the system to discover that.
Yes.
The equipment or whatever.
All the computers to map your genome.
Okay.
That's definitely patentable. But the actual gene itself, which you could say is the most important thing here, it is not patentable.
So no one's going to own my gene.
No one's going to own your gene.
Including me. Right. I mean, it's mine.
It's yours. Yeah.
Okay.
But there is a little wrinkle on the end of that.
Oh, of course there is. That's how you make your money, Tom.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So
explain the wrinkle, Tom.
So the wrinkle is, at the end of the day,
yes,
if you make a synthetic replica of that gene,
okay,
then a company can patent it.
Okay. Gosh, you guys always have an out.
Right. But the practical effect of what that Supreme Court case did, though, is the company that discovered the gene was selling these tests for breast cancer at about $4,000 a pop.
Ooh, okay.
And now that price has come way down, and a bunch of different companies are offering different tests on that to see if you have those genomic markers.
Right. Now, I noticed like on Ancestry and a couple 23andMe and those kinds of things, you can spend $100, $200 to find out, as my wife says, I'm not sure I want to know my ancestry, but because she was adopted and she knows a little bit about the family history and so forth, but you kind of wonder sometimes if you really want to know that or not. Those have become really popular, haven't they?
Yeah, and that's through the power of computing, because they can do that genomic mapping so cheaply now.
Yes.
And if you think back to the early 90s, how much computer storage it would take just to get one person's genome mapped, it was unimaginable.
Yeah, it took me forever.
Yeah. All those ones and zeros. I know you're writing them down yourself, Ken.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so what else in the patent world should we be aware of right now? We've got about 2 minutes left. What should I ask you?
What should you ask
me?
On the same topic of patent eligible subject matter.
Yes.
What can you even apply for a patent on?
Yes. Okay.
There's a lot of activity in the software world right now.
Okay.
Because the Supreme Court has had some cases go back and forth about what's an abstract idea. And so there's a lot of debate within our community, within the patent community, and the people in the medical field, they don't like software because they think it's too easy, basically. And the people in the software field say, hey, this is the biggest, most exciting change we've had to technology in the last 50 years. So there's a very vibrant debate that's going back and forth with the Supreme Court all the time. And so when you see a Supreme Court case on patents, most likely it'll be something in that realm.
Wow. Okay. Always interesting.
Yeah.
Always challenging when you think about it today. And what we know today is going to be different in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. Trust me, it's challenging for us too.
Yeah, I'll bet. I'll bet. Excuse me for coughing here.
No worries.
Tom Shrum from McNeice Wheeler. Is Ryan working these days?
You know, I saw him today.
Well, good.
Crazy enough, you know.
All right. Well, good. Well, thank you very much for coming down. We appreciate it. We learn something new every week, which I think is kind of wonderful for us.
Yeah, and we
especially
enjoy
at my
doing it.
age, yeah.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Tom. We're going to take a quick break, and then we have an expert, fantastic journalist from the Spokesman Review coming up next.
The stories and photos on the pages of Nostalgia magazine show glimpses of life in the inland Northwest from years gone by. From home life, school days, and the workplace, you can relive a style of life that we all loved and cherished. Call today to subscribe, 443-3678, or visit us online at nostalgiamagazine.net. Nostalgia Magazine, ageless stories